Welcome everyone to a Tuesday Newsday of the best variety. It's not just me and Sinzar. Hey Sinzar.
What's up?
We're also joined by Dream.
Hi, I made it for once.
And since Dream is here, I can't do the hard dicks and helicopters thing, so I'm just gonna not do that.
Someone to keep Barrows suppressed.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Dream is
dear.
usually very good at that. Okay,
I mean,
so
I don't even know if you guys still have like a format for this. Is
nah,
that how this works?
we don't have a format. We just say shit, and that's how it works. But no, we kind of do go over the banner. So let's start with the banner. So this is an unexpected turn of events. One of the most OP units in the game is now coming back as an NV, right?
I love the original Kaito. I know he was a meme. He was a terrible unit. I'm not defending him in the least amount, but I loved his design, and I
I
love
did.
the idea. I love the idea of Kaito, but the reality of Kaito was horrible.
Yeah, yeah. Such a shame, honestly. But I'm gonna be that guy and say that I loved the old design of Kaito, but this Kaito is Kurasame, basically. Right?
I
I
mean,
mean, I mean, it's really just the face mask for that.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I
it's a
guess they're like,
pixel it's a pixel unit,
He's
so the
he's
face
definitely more. He's like more samurai styled. I think is the idea.
yeah, samurai during COVID.
I,
Like
I, I will say, as far as the sprite design goes, I know a lot of the Brave Exvius sprites are like this because it's probably like the same company and all, but this one is like full on hardcore Brave Frontier sprite style. Like this is 1000% the way Brave Frontier sprites are designed and drawn, and that's not a problem or anything, but like it maybe because Brave Frontier is finally closed and they like some of those artists have moved permanently to the Brave Exvius team. Maybe that's why. I'm just
oh, that's a
speculating.
reasonable analysis, actually. Yes, because we are seeing some
Yeah,
more of
definitely.
this colorful and rounded design. Yeah, I don't know.
With the oversized particle effect aura as well. That was like
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
big
and
hallmark of Brave Frontier.
mm, well, the big aura thing was often more of an NVA thing. So because they had to go up so many awakening levels, so it's sort of interesting to see it on an NV base like this.
yeah,
Because it's not
but it
exactly
depends on
like
the
a new
unit, though,
thing,
right,
but
Dream? Because like some units have huge auras, but others have a more distinct, just tasteful one.
Well, the sprite looks cool in any case. I like it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think it's decent.
just for everyone listening that are super confused because you started playing this game like 2 years ago or something. I don't know. Like, how old is original Kaido?
Uh, 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
entirely
I
sure.
want to say either 3 or 4.
Yeah, doesn't really matter. What I wanted to do is just tell everyone where the meme is coming from. So originally we got these two amazingly designed units in GL. We got Kaito and Tsukiko. Were they a event of some sort?
They were supposedly summer units like a month after summer ended.
Ah, okay, okay. Summer units a month after summer ended. Anyway, they both had amazing designs. A bit of Japanese historic slash mythology design, right? And while Tsukiko was a really good mage when she came out, Kaito, they tried to push the boundaries a bit with Kaito. So he was supposed to be a damage over time DPS, right? Like he was supposed to put dots on the enemy and have them tick for a lot, right?
Well, he did, and like the damage that his dot, the baseline damage that his dots did were great and all. The problem is every single other unit in the game had their baseline damage multiplied by 6 because of chaining. His does not multiply because you can't chain damage over time. So the idea just didn't work out.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's exact.
if he was released more recently, it would be even worse with how scoring works in our main content now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Because when do dots hit? They'd probably hit like on the start of your turn or something before you can do any actions.
On the enemies, when the enemy ends his turn, that they all activate.
Oh, even
So
worse. Okay.
Same time as poison and stuff would.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess like so the fun thing about it was that there were some hardcore fans that pushed that Kaito was in fact still OP and really strong, and this was we had a lot of fun with this meme for quite a while because Kaito was unfortunately quite weak. He was, in fact, only memorable for like still, I guess, the best physical evade materia in the game, right?
At the time, it was. I think today Veneris is overall stronger just because of Dark Visions and Clash, but
Mm. Oh
still
yeah,
really good.
I forgot the Venera even had that. I don't have her, so that's like selective memory. Okay. Anyway, so Kaito is here. So I am sincerely hoping he's going to be good this time because that would be great. Taking this meme unit that was bad and then making them good. So, what do we know about Kaito? Holy shit, I just saw the Brave Shift. Oh my god, that looks amazing. Have you guys seen
Well,
it?
I have. It looks pretty cool. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, as for what we know about him, I think pretty much mostly that he seems to just be a water LB finisher.
Ah, very original. A lot of
hmm
uniqueness and synergy.
Yeah, the Vision card is also just a plain old regular Vision card, not premium, but it's pretty close to premium tier. It's 115 base attack with 500 flat attack to all Brave Exvius units. No
That is really good.
stipulations except Brave
Oh, I didn't.
Exvius. Oh, it's really good. And
That's
it gives
yeah.
attack power with katanas. No, that is definitely a lot more specialized. But it's still it's some resistances, but it's still really good. Not as good as like Knight to Grand Shell card, but this is a regular Vision card, so you're going to get two of these if you bring him to EX3 or just one of them at EX1, and also presumably, eventually, it'll be in the Vision card select pool when they update that in the distant future. But
Oh, yes.
yeah, it's a good card.
I mean,
That now I know what to
it is
spend my
flavor
tickets
this
on.
one.
Well, it's not here yet. It'll be, the speed they update that pool, it'll probably be a long time, but someday maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He
originally I was just like, oh, it's just like a side grade to Link's card. But yeah, I didn't see that 500 attack initially. That's big.
Yeah, that's huge. Holy shit.
And from the
So,
preview,
yeah, go ahead.
we don't have anything about damage over time, so they may be just dropping that gimmick entirely because it doesn't work, or he may have like one or two skills in his kit that damage over time just for flavor, a callback to the original. But I would assume if they're trying to sell him as a useful unit, he's not really going to focus on that today because that would be a mistake. Yeah, so he's probably not going
I,
to use damage over time. He's got breaks in
mm,
the preview, perfect dispel, the typical water support, kind of like Free is the ice guy. This is going to be clearly the water guy. But then he has two new mechanics, which are completely brand new to the game
Okay, hold
entirely.
on, hold on.
Even J.
Before you go into
Okay.
the new mechanics, I just want to do a bit of theory crafting on one of the other abilities first that you just mentioned, like the one that's the water support, right? It also
Mhm.
does convert water damage to HP restoration. Do you think this is going to mean that we're going to see some shenanigans in this cow?
Well, absolutely. Like I'm 99% certain that Kyle is going to use water damage. This is going to be a really big, useful tool. I do not think it's going to be a requirement. It'll just make your life easier if you have it. Same thing as Esther's, like absorb and all. Made it easier, was not at all required.
Right, right.
But
Let's hope so.
it definitely helps, and I'm sure it's going to help on this one as well.
Okay, but you were saying something about a unique new mechanic that only Kaito has.
Yes, he
what
has
do you
the ability to reduce durations of buffs on enemies and increase duration of debuffs on enemies. And now, common sense would say, like, oh, this is just worse than perfect dispelling. But for this to even exist, that pretty much means it's going to work on undispellable buffs, meaning this is
Right.
going to be the only way to get rid of certain kinds of buffs. And you already know in advance Clash of Wills is going to have a buff that is going to work specifically with this mechanic, and you're going to want this for Clash of Wills. Again, I'm sure it's not going to be the only way to deal with it, but this is going to be the best way to deal with it.
But even despite that, like it's very often we see that type of buff where it's a it's a 3 turn, for instance, really strong physical mitigation, right? And you have to wait the
Mhm.
3 turns because it's undispellable. With Kaito, then potentially you don't have to wait, right?
Correct. Exactly. You can
yeah.
get rid of it immediately, or you can just reduce the duration. It doesn't say how many durations. So it could be like 1 turn. It could be just reduces it to 0, which is like the same as dispelling. So probably not that much. I guess we'll see on Thursday. So
Well,
Yeah.
it also says certain effects, so I think it won't work for all types of effects. There'll be a specific list, similar to like how Zon has a specific list of that he can mirror and stuff.
Ah,
So
good
it may
Oh
not
catch.
yeah.
be for mitigations, it could just be stat buffs or something, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Could be
imagine
that
we'll
the
see
like
that in
boss has
Clash.
like 1,000% defense buff or something, and then Kaito can reduce it by 1 turn or something. I'm really like I'm kind of seeing either that or like huge attack buffs that also Kaito could kind of like let you get out of that are non-dispellable. But he also has the like one thing I think Dream you mentioned it in the Discord before that one thing that's pretty cool about this is also that he can increase the duration of negative effects for one enemy too, and that is pretty nice because now we can extend some of these really powerful breaks that are only a short-term duration, right?
Technically,
Yeah, that
yes.
could be handy with certain units. But
I
I guess a
honestly
lot of the time when things are very burst focused, you don't need that too much.
Yeah.
that too, and I can't really think of a single debuff in the game that I ever have problems maintaining. Because the one big huge one you would think comes to mind is like imbuing the enemy with like Holy with Kresnik and making that long ruby great, but that is classified as a buff, and that
Right.
will not get extended. That'll get actually decreased with his other skill.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like like maybe you have a tough time getting that Lara setup in, right? Because you want to break, and then well, actually, Lara breaks, but you might want to break on the turn before for a 3-turn setup or something, right? And he can help with that. He can make sure that that break can last. Help with action economy is what I'm thinking.
True, and
Also,
actually, now that I think about it, it doesn't tell you how long. Now, if this is like a really big duration increase, like a 10-turn duration increase, and you can set up your debuffs on turn one, extend them for the entire fight, and then just like set it and forget it,
Oh, that
that's
would be
actually a
so
lot.
nice. Oh, the
That's really
lazy
good.
man's buff setup, debuff setup. That would be so good.
That would be.
I would pull for that shit
also
actually.
too,
Like I would pull for that.
sounds like you could potentially use it on JP for Hawkeye's Dark Imperil based on some of your recent discussions.
Oh,
Oh, that is a good point. I wish they would tell us the turn count in the news. Now I'm gonna be like dying to know this on Thursday.
what? So what? Tell me. Like I feel I missed something. What about Hawkeye's Dark Imperil?
With crowns,
It's
he has like an auto cast that is,
the
the 160 Imperil tier, but
stupidest design.
yeah, you can't kind of refresh it. It's just a one-time thing, basically, after a few
Yeah.
Oh,
turns.
It auto cast once in the fight on turn 4, and it's active until turn 8, and then it is gone forever. There is no way to refresh it. It is so
okay.
dumb.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Okay, but that would be that's definitely an interesting way to do it. I just love the lazy aspect of it. Like that would be fantastic. Okay, but I mean, it's an interesting unit, right? And the thing is, like, so when Freyavia was released, right, there were a lot of people a bit disappointed because they were expecting another Roberta, right? And Freyavia fell maybe a bit short in the damage department primarily, right? But I still think Freyavia was an amazing unit. Is an amazing unit. And I kind of think maybe Kaito is gonna follow in the same footsteps of not being like broken OP. But I don't know, Sinzar, what have your sources told you?
Well, for me, like Frievia, like you say, she's got a few good things, but her damage is definitely far behind, and I feel like she doesn't have enough of a support kit to stand on her own with just like I'm a support unit. So yeah, like Frievia was overall a disappointment for me. I wish she was stronger.
I don't know.
Kaito,
I already had reason to use her. Have you used her any like at all?
yeah, she was. This people are gonna be like, "Oh my god!" But you used her on the final boss of Dark Visions, and I did. I did because she does have the all-in-one ice support,
Right.
and I used her for that. So yeah,
And still
like
does like some damage herself, right? She's
no,
not a fully
no.
dead slot.
I mean, it's not a dead slot, but her damage is definitely behind like the meta, pretty
Yeah,
far, like
yeah. I
really
get
far
it. I
A
behind
get
the
it.
meta.
dying slot, perhaps.
Sorry, what did you say,
Yeah.
Stream?
A dying slot, perhaps, if not a dead one.
Dying slot. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but for me, Frievia wasn't like a personal fan favorite of mine. So I was like, I'm disappointed, but kind of whatever. On the other hand, I really like Kaito. I've always liked Kaito, so I am hoping that he's amazing. I really hope he is. And if he's not, if he's like on like Frievia tier, I'll be a lot more disappointed. because it's Kaito.
Ah, I get it. I get it. Okay, but see, that's weird because I am a super big Frevia fan. So I was actually less disappointed by Frevia than others because I still saw a lot of the power and use in her kit and being like this versatile unit. I love versatile units, and I guess like maybe my just viewpoint is a bit different than yours, Sinzar, because I don't go for the full-on meta clears. So Frevia is a great tool in my belt, right? Because she does so much, and maybe I don't care that I am breaking by 90, 88 or 89, right?
You
Um,
say that she does so much. What does she do? She breaks at values that are a lot lower than the meta, and she does an ice support.
I
Like
mean, yeah,
what?
exactly. But isn't that enough? Like, she
That's
does
it.
damage. She does damage. She has a full-on ice support kit, and she has breaks. I mean, she's literally like I read someone in Discord making the comparison. Like, she's just a better Louise, and yeah, that's exactly what she is. She's a better Louise. She has the weapon in peril. She has the breaks. She has the small damage that she contributes with, and she has the field and amps. Right?
That's all that. That's true.
And I mean, Louise still sees a ton of use because of that versatility. So, to me, she's just versatile. So
Well,
I won't be sad.
the the thing is, Louise is literally the number one best at what she does, and that's spirit breaking.
True,
It's
true.
it's
No. But that's a good point. That's a good point. Like, there is this 90% break, and Freyavia only has 89, right?
88.
88, yeah. And that's still a big difference because when you don't have passives, that's gonna make a difference. Whereas in DV, oh sorry, in Cow, it might make less of a difference, right?
Mhm.
Okay, but let's hope
Speaking
for the best for
speaking
Kaito.
of breaks, maybe they could give him a fucking 90% defense break to actually have a permanent one in the pool that doesn't require crowns. Wouldn't
Oh
that
yeah,
be
yeah,
nice?
because he
Please.
requires crowns. Yeah, that's true. Wait, isn't Finera in the pool? No, she isn't.
She's
No, it's
time
a
limited,
War of the
and
Visions.
the rest
Oh,
of her kit's bad.
okay, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but I've been saying this so long. Like, what the fuck are you gonna use your crowns on, Dream? You can use them a lock, and then you have a 90% breaker.
Yeah, but I want a 90% breaker that does other things with the slot as well.
Ah, you mean lock does things? Can't he
You can
like?
wait. You can wait for Zidane to have a extraordinarily convoluted 90% breaker.
Yeah, no, I hate Zidane now and forever because of his kit.
Okay.
His kid got 10 times more confusing with his crowns.
Oh, excellent.
And
I
now
love
I hate
that.
him 10 times more.
Okay, so before we move on from the banner, let's just mention one last thing. So Kaito is seeing the same type of banner that Freyavia is seeing, where you can buy gear if you do the step up instead of a VC, right? Is this gear good? Like,
I think it
I'm looking
I
at it
think
and
it
it's like,
literally uses the same gear shot.
is it the exactly same gear?
Yes.
I think it's
Yes.
the same type of tickets. So yeah.
It's the same exact ticket. So
Oh,
if you already bought something last month that is still out of stock, you can buy something different in the shop this month.
oh, okay, okay. I thought it was like unique to Kaito, but no, it's actually just.
It's the
eh,
same shop, yeah.
okay, okay.
And the banner is going to be running for 4 months, which is pretty obvious signal that if you pull all 4 months in a row, you will clean out the shop with
Okay.
all items.
All right. All right. Makes sense. Okay. Well, I mean, I think Kaito's design looks great. I'm also one of those Kaito fans that really like. I wanted Kaito to be good, but like he just wasn't. So I really hope this is his comeback. This is his time to shine. Um, and we've already talked about the
And,
card a bit. Should we mention the free sword in the new item world?
Yeah,
it's
not bad.
it's
It won't
not bad.
obviously,
It's fine.
like any other event thing, won't see use in top tier play, but it's basically like a budget asterisk alpha.
Yeah,
So that's pretty nice for
not
the
bad.
newer people.
I mean, low attack, right? 170 is a bit low, but on the other hand, we have units using that much attack already. So yeah, like like best in slot for Tivas, best in slot for Squall, and so on. They are low attack weapons, so shouldn't matter that much.
And one more thing I can just kind of like mention, this can always change for global, but based on future insight in JP, water becomes like the meta element for a long time in the future because like Balthier, the
They have
premium
like
Titus,
2 months of
Nicole's
solid water
crowns,
support.
yeah. So water is where it's at down
So
the road.
Sinzar, sounds like you're gonna be pulling really hard.
For Kaito, it's a clash unit, and I pull them good or bad. I still pull them. Whether I go to EX3 or not depends on the kit. So I'll definitely have Kaito. Whether I keep going deep enough for EX3, That well depends on luck for one thing, because for Frievia, I wasn't planning to, but the polls went amazingly, and it just ended up that way.
Yeah.
But for Kaito, if I keep going past pity, that really depends on the kit.
Nice, nice. Well, good luck. I'm definitely going all in, and by all in, I mean I'm gonna do the dailies I can afford. See if I can get one. I am so sad though that we didn't get a Tsuki NVA though, and she's actually even part of his card. Like you can see her and the little fox or wolf or whatever.
Would have been
Um,
nice.
Yep.
so that's a
So
shame.
we haven't got any NVAs in like or global exclusive NVAs in like 2.5 years. So
Yeah, shame. But I mean, I'm happy for Kaito though. I'm happier. I'm happy that it's Kaito and not Tsukiko. Like if they had to choose, I'm happy they chose Kaito. That's how I feel.
Oh,
Definitely.
absolutely.
who knows? Maybe she'll show up as an MV base in like another couple months.
Yeah, maybe, true. I mean, her design is still really solid, and she was well liked when she was released too. So before we jump into Cow, I just wanted to briefly touch on the ability awakenings we're getting. And
Yeah,
What?
I saw
Why?
saw it in the news list, and I was like, oh, maybe they're finally doing another batch of crowns. Nope.
yeah, so I was super excited. So this is what happened to me. I was opening the news, and I opened the news, and I'm like, ability awakening, and then I saw Summer Sniper Physalis on the picture. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. I can't wait to discuss this. I'm sure she got some really good stuff. So yeah, she
The
got
skill she never ever uses.
what, Turga +3? Like what the fuck? Why?
Never
It's
uses it.
just
It's
the
I don't
universal
know.
black magic upgrades that they're sort of randomly spraying out.
But why? Like I see no point. This is so
Like, hey,
weird.
if you're gonna give people black magic upgrades, it can at least be flood and burst on the units that are supposed to have it.
Yeah. That could actually be useful, if you have the Sakura or Nickel that could actually buff them, right?
I mean, I just want Thunder Sage Sakura to have that 135 Imperil to go with the amps.
Yeah. Okay. This is
Maybe she'll finally get burst when she finally gets her 100% amp 6 months in the future.
oof. Well, I
Oh
mean, like
dear.
that's still a good thing, right? Like those that have Sakura can wait for a good thing later on, but still.
Well, that also assumes Global will bring the JP buffs that give her the 100% amp. Probably
Oof.
won't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. We're being a bit cynic today, aren't we? Okay. Okay.
And I mean, heck, we don't even know for sure that JP will give those buffs yet because they haven't. Sakura hasn't actually gotten hers yet. It's just she's
Oh no,
expected to get her
no,
own
she has.
buff.
She got it.
Oh,
She
okay.
got it.
I didn't realize those actually got added yet.
Yeah, they added it last patch.
Okay, so let's now talk about Sinzar's favorite topic, this month's Clash of Wills. We're actually facing a really cool looking boss. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a fairy
Yeah,
slash butterfly dragon.
yeah,
Did you see it?
yeah.
Mhm.
It looks pretty neat.
Looks cool.
So, Sinzar, what can you tell us about this? Like, what are we looking at?
It's a fairy dragon from if you've played World of Warcraft, or I'm sure 100 other sources, that fairy dragons are a very common mythological thing. Yeah, they're usually little trickster dragons, whatever, which is what it's called. As far as the Brave Exvius version, from the preview, not a whole lot of information in the preview, other than that we need to buff accuracy. The boss reduces our evasion, and because we need to buff accuracy, I assume the boss will have evasion. The values are going to be the big question mark here, because normally units with evasion, you can just ignore it because True Double Hand ignores it, and who's not using a True Double Hand unit these days? But it says we need to buff accuracy, so I would assume this boss will be debuffing our accuracy, meaning you have to use a buff to counteract that.
Right, right.
On the
Yeah,
other
that
hand, the morale action that is specific to this clash is a team accuracy buff, so that might be enough. You might not need specific units and can just use that
depends
one.
on the size of the buff though, because like won't true dual wield units get shafted here? Like like Roberta, because she doesn't get innate
Uh,
accuracy, right?
Roberta has 100% permanent accuracy, always active anyway.
Oh, she does.
But
Okay, I did not know. Okay.
but even if she doesn't, in Clash of Wills, she uses her magic damage, and that cannot be evaded. You can be accuracy debuffed -500%. It still always hits.
Wait, really? I thought that was physical type though.
Yeah, it is physical typed, but physical type magic. I know it's dumb, but for example, if you used like Ace and all them on, I forget what the trial it was. There was a trial that debuffed accuracy a long time ago, and yeah, you could just use physical type mages, and they
Ah,
still
okay.
just don't care.
But that's nice.
Un-
Okay,
un-
so
unle-
Roberta
un-
won't get screwed, and
now,
as you said, like everyone else is gonna go TDH, meaning that the accuracy
I think
debuff has to be pretty big.
now that
every
could be.
every aspect of accuracy mechanics in this game are just a mess.
Yeah,
With
that could have
the
been a
way
bug,
Jackson
and
had
maybe it's been fixed because I haven't used that in a long time, so I don't know. But that's how it used to be, guaranteed.
Okay.
But maybe it's been fixed or changed for global, which is also possible. Who knows?
Yeah. So when it comes to mechanics, we're seeing a lot of them revisited. So first of all, it's the high mitigation that's reduced when you seal it with an element, and this time it's ice, water, or dark, right? What's our best
Mhm.
option for dark supporting cow? That's still bulwark, right?
Bulwark for the full package. Kryla as well for the higher amplify if you have her at EX3.
single target only though.
Yeah,
Yeah, she can multicast and then maintain it on the whole party, but yeah, it
but
is
that's a
a lot
huge
bigger.
hassle, though. Ugh.
It's a bigger headache, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
Olivera
Yigby
and
does
Yigby,
But
yeah,
Olivera
Yigby and
Yigby's
doesn't have
Olivera.
any
better than
support, though.
Well, Olivera has the amplify, so you would have to use like a dark weapon on physical units, which is obviously
No, wait,
less
Olivera
less
doesn't have
useful.
any AoE support, right?
Yeah, yeah, she does. AOE 30% amplify. She just Olivera
Oh,
just doesn't imbue, but he does amp the whole party.
really? Oh shit, I've missed this entirely because I know for sure they don't amp. But
They do amp. They don't imbue.
oh shit. Okay, okay.
and
Yeah, otherwise I
Yigby
mean
does the
Freyevia
full
is
package as well, but only at a 3 out of 6 turns.
oh yeah. And so I guess for ice, like you have Freyevia, I guess we can also bring Celeste if this trial would need a magic tank.
Yeah,
You
Or on
but
might
it's
bring
EX3
Celeste, but yeah.
Yoshikiri.
it's going to be primarily weak to water though, because Kaito.
Yeah, of
So
course, of course.
Yoshikiri, Nicole, those are
Yeah, but
your.
I just wanna bring out Celeste though, because again, fairy dragons. I'm assuming one of the races is gonna be dragon, and Celeste has a really strong dragon killer AoE. So there's that.
Yeah, it is. It's fairy and dragon
It
both.
also seems to be countering you if you don't deal these damage sources, right? So if you accidentally do non-elemental or any other element, you're gonna get countered. That's interesting. It also
Oh no
says
no no
count.
no no
Oh,
no
It'll
that
probably just be a matter of doing one of those hits every turn, which is
so
very
it's
yeah
like a
common
seal
clash.
mechanic. Like you do one ice, and then you can do whatever you want the rest of the
yeah
actions. Okay.
yeah. Unfortunately, um, Kyle has been suffering from that kind of recently, where they've just been like reusing the same mechanic over and over and over again. This is like
Yeah,
the
very
fourth
little.
month in a row.
They used to experiment a bit more and do like different mechanics and try different things. I feel like they really stopped doing that lately. Like it's very similar bosses now.
Yeah, that is a little unfortunate, and I'm hoping that's just because they're focusing on anniversary or something. But there has been a little bit of repetitiveness in Clash recently.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just love cow though. I'm gonna enjoy doing this and seeing what party I can end up with. Especially since I just shittered a Freyevia out of nowhere. I'm definitely going ice. Well, unless I
Oh,
pull
snap!
Kaito.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah,
It's sort of a shame it's just a little bit before Magic variants is probably going to come into play, like next month or something, based on the news we got. Because finally, another Dark Week clash means Ibarra could actually have a chance to be used again. Because
yeah. I
her
mean,
mod is still really high. She just needs a lot of like gear and buff support.
Oh
yeah.
no, actually, Ibarra is probably going to be a great option here, regardless, because Ibarra, that fairy is one of the few races Ibarra can actually gear for,
Yeah,
and her
true.
modifiers are like 1,000 LB is no joke.
Yeah, she's still like pretty damn good, but like
Absolutely.
after Magic variants, she is going to be really good. But
Yeah.
again, can only really be used in Dark Clash, which hasn't been very common.
Yeah. True, true. Yeah, I feel like Oliveira is also gonna be a bit stronger, I guess, when we get the magic variants for this
Oh yeah,
trial. So
they'll
really
be
sad we're
different. I
not getting
think
that.
yeah, their estimates are like a two-handed harp, so that's 50% more damage for them basically.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, it's gonna be interesting. Like, I still feel like we have many options. I think water is our weakest option. I guess it's Yoshikiri and well, obviously Kaido, right? But if you don't have Kaido, it's gonna maybe be a bit tougher.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
those are actually
still
literally the only two 45 amps on the entire server before Kaito is those two. I was actually going through a list for the Dark Visions, trying to make like a budget guide for the water fight. I'm like, there's literally only two water buffers on global at 45, and that's it. Just those
Wait,
two.
what does Nickel do?
45.
yeah, he's one of the two.
Ah, okay, he's one of the two. Okay, I
Hmm.
thought you meant
Then
like,
again,
okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, Kaito would
most
be another one.
elements probably only have like max 3 at 45, at least AoE.
Yeah. Well,
I
interesting.
would have thought a lot of them would be 2 only.
I can't wait to see how Kaito turns out though. Like that's gonna be it's gonna be very interesting following the data mine on Thursday and seeing what he's gonna turn out to be.
Cannot
Assuming we'll
wait.
still get data mine.
Yeah. Hoping maybe. Sinzar, you were supposed to pick this up. You said you were gonna start data mining. I have you on record.
We talked about this, and I said I didn't understand the technical side, and you listed off like Hacker Man, all kind of crap. Like, why don't you do it? And you're like, no.
You know, I only use my power for evil, so I can't actually contribute to the community in a good way.
Maybe
Okay, well,
once
I think.
Sice really,
Sorry, go ahead, Dream.
I just say maybe Sins can pick up Sice's tools once he releases them.
Maybe. Could be fun.
Exactly. Okay, well, I think we did everything this week, right? I think we've gone over all of it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other real wild cards or anything.
All right, well done. Thanks everyone for chilling. This is going to be an interesting week to see if Kaito is water Fraevia or stronger.
Or Water Roberta.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think they would make another unit that's as strong and versatile as Roberta, though. Like, right? I feel like Roberta was borderline
Or at
mistake.
the very least, they'd put a premium price tag on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Roberta is basically a premium unit, but not premium price tag. Okay, well, all right. Thanks for chilling then.
Later.
See ya.